welcome in on another edition of 8 Good Minutes. David Hall, Mike Broadwell from Broadwell Homes. Mike always brings us great information about what's going on in the world of real estate. And looks like you're not where you normally are today, Mike. Where are you?
I'm at an inspection right now, actually out in Caseville. Had a buyer that wanted to buy a vacation home out here, so here I am.
Okay, good. I love that. So just, wherever you are, we'll just make the podcast work. And I'm glad you could join us today. And just to get right into it, what occurs to me right now is that we always know that real estate is very regional, it's very local, but it really feels like that a lot of the things that we're hearing about what's going on around the country, a lot of them are not pertinent yet or haven't been to Michigan. I think that one of the things that's going on in other parts of the country, we've seen some pricing start to come down a little bit. We've seen inventory open up in some other areas. Not really the case, though, in our local market in the great state of Michigan.
Yeah, I think what people are talking about, and I can only really talk about what's going on around here because that's what I follow, is, and I sent you a screen share that if we could put it up, of price versus list price versus what is the actual selling price.
Yeah.
And if you go back to June of 2024, you can see the average list price was $335 and the actual sales average price was $320. So the gap was only $15,000. And now in May of 2025, the list price has become $364. The actual sales price is $320. So prices are still going up, but they're not going up relative to what people are listing for. So I think that's it's interesting, right?
It's such an interesting stat that I think, there's so much information that you can dive into as it relates to real estate. But one of the most interesting is listing price versus sales price. And, to me, and I don't know if there's more to it, Mike, it just shows that folks that are listing their home have more of an appetite today than they have in the past to come down on their price a little bit just because of market conditions. That doesn't mean they're giving the house away, doesn't mean values are going way down, but it does show an appetite for sellers to, let's call it, make a deal on their home.
Well, and I think they've been hearing for so long that it's a seller's market, it's a seller's market. And so they think they can get a lot more for their house than they can actually get. And so we're seeing these, that gap has gone from 15,000 in 1 year to 35,000 that people are having to come down on average. So I think a lot of that is, I don't know, call it greed or whatever. They're people are talking them into like listing at these higher prices because they think they can get it, and they are getting more, right? The price is still rising.
Well, that was going to be my question, and I don't know that this is covered in any stats, so I guess I'm just wondering your instinct on this, but how many people do you think right now, or is it popular to just list my house for like a big price because I think I can get it and see what happens? Like, in other words, like, I'm not being relocated. I don't have to move necessarily, but man, I think I could get a big number for my house, so I'm going to list it at a big number and see. I've known of a lot of clients that have done that over time. I'm just wondering how much of that you see going on today.
I'm seeing it, a little bit. I mean, I'm just one person, but in our office, I've got a couple of those right now where somebody's got their house thrown up there for a big number. If they get it, great. If not, it's going to sit there. Same thing with another person that, has a lake property that's like a second home. He's like, let's throw it on for a big number. And if I get it, great. If I don't, I still like the house. I still, I'm fine with owning it. So.
Yeah, we've got an action shot going on behind you right now. I mean, you can't just get this look at what is going on there.
That's what inspectors do.
There we go. We're live. We are live.
We are. Leisure, right?
Yeah. Taking pictures and everything. Yeah.
Talk to me about inventory. I always love to talk inventory. I mean, how many homes that are on the market is so critical to what kind of market we're in. Tell me about inventory.
So I looked at Oakland, Wayne, and Macomb County yesterday, and since February, inventory in each county is up about 1,000 homes. I don't have the numbers right in front of me, but I think Wayne County was somewhere around 4,500 houses, up from 3,500. Oakland was up to about 3,500 up from 2,500, and Macomb similar, so inventory is up. And sales are pretty steady in the, in those three counties.
Yeah. So, I mean, is it still, in your view, things that are move-in ready, really solid homes, they're moving quickly, stuff that needs more work isn't moving as quickly? Or kind of walk me through the kind of market we're in right now for all of our folks out there thinking of buying or thinking of selling?
For sure, if you're thinking of selling, have an agent come to your house and talk to you about what you can do to get it ready to sell it, because the houses that are sitting days on market the longest are the ones that are not move-in ready. People want something that is just turnkey. I mean, they're fine with maybe painting, but in the little things, but things like carpet, they don't want to do things like, refloor, changing countertops, all that, light fixtures. Those are all things you can do ahead of time if you want to get the most out of your house. Sell it quick and sell it for the most.
Yeah.